How we can duplicate a table in SQL Server? Is it possible to duplicate a table in SQL Server? For that, we can use something called select into statement. For that, we can use select into statement. Okay, using this statement, we can create a new table based on the results of a query. For example, in this case, select star into my new table from old table. This is, for example, this is the already existing table, employee table. Okay, due to some reason, I wanted to duplicate this table, okay, but with a new name. Okay, for example, I just say new employee table, something like that. Okay, so that both the table will have the same data and same columns in it. This is kind of a backup. Okay, if you wanted to test anything, you wanted to test it out with this new table, you don't want to mess up the existing table data. Okay, because multiple developers are accessing the same table, and if you mess up something, right, they will not be able to perform the test, unit testing or something like that. Okay, so for that purpose, I need a duplicate of the table. That is possible, with the select into statement. But in other RDBMS, like Oracle, DB2, or something we call as a CTAS, create table as. So in that case, we use the command, the result word create space table space as select star from. That's all. Sorry, create table name. Okay, you need to specify the table name. Followed by that, you need to specify the select query. So in that case, for example, I'm selecting from the employee table, and then the create table followed by that, whatever the new name you give it, it will create it. But the same CTAS is not available in SQL Server. Instead, you need to use a select into statement. So now what I will do is I will just go to my this thing. Use demo data. This is where we created our, one second, employee table and department table. Let's start with the simple tables and simple data. First, understand how to write the basic queries and how we can step up, or we can write the intermediate advanced level. Okay, we'll start with simple so that you will understand the concept thoroughly. If I skip it, you will not be able to understand. Okay, there will be some kind of confusion. Okay, now what I do is I just say select star from, select star into statement. Into here, I just say employee, or I just say new M. In the interest of time, I'm going to give short name from my employee table. Employee 3 or something like that. Okay, I have already created another table called employee 3. I'm going to use this one. Here, I just press F5 to execute that, or you can click on the execute button here. Okay, so now on the left side, if you see here in the demo database, if you need to refresh it, and if you expand the tables, new M, look at new M. Forget about this one. This is the one is available here, right? This table got created here. That is what we can see it here. Okay, can you see that here, new M? So new table got created. If I select this table, and I just give go here, and I just give go here, and then I just remove the into here, and I just copy this one. I just replace that one with this. This is my original table, employee 3. And from this table, I created, or I duplicated, or I took the copy of the employee 3 table into my another table called new M. Can you see it here? All the records are same. All the column names are same. Everything is same here. So select into class, you need to use it in order to create a copy of the original table. Okay, if you want to take the copy of this table into a new table, or if you want to duplicate this table with a different name, this is your original table, this is a new table, okay, duplicated table. Okay, so all the data and columns belongs to this table will get copied here. This is that much simple. Supposing you wanted to create only the structure, all the columns belongs to this table needs to be created in my new table, but don't load all the data from this table to this table. I want to create only I want to duplicate the structure. I don't want to duplicate the entire data. Okay, how do I do that? And now I just go back here, and then I'll just do this one, new YAMP. I just say new YAMP, just structure alone. Okay, structure alone. Here I just say where 1 equal to 0. That's it. Okay, syntax where 1 equal to 0. Okay, this is where into new struct from employee. Okay, this is not available in this one, the SQL Server. Okay, this is available in your, yeah, it should be available in SQL Server. But anyhow, the other alternative is you can just go here. For example, you don't have to use this one where. Okay, I just say from no, this is not going to work. Okay, in that case, you just create another table. Simply, you can truncate the data. In that case, you need to truncate table new struct. So in this case, you can, truncate table will truncate the data from your table. That means table will be there, but data will not be there. And if you query this one, from the new AMP struct, I have used the truncate table. Okay, completed successfully. And if I give this one, yeah, now it got executed, right? Again, so now we have only the table structure, but data is not there. But in the Oracle and other databases, when you give var equal to 1 equal to 0, it will work. Okay, here it is not creating it, unfortunately. Okay, fine. So what other things we can, yeah, now you understood how to duplicate a table. Select into the class you need to use to create the table, okay? And if I do it once again, what will happen? It will throw an error. The table is already exist. Which one? This table is already exist. In that case, you need to first drop the table. First, you make sure that you drop the table. In that case, see what happened here is, this is the command that you need to use it to, this is the class that you need to use it into class in order to create your new table, okay, the copy of the table. This is how you can do it, okay? And this you create a duplicate of the table. Later on, you inserted a few records in employee 3. So in that case, this table will not have the same records as that of this employee 3 table. In that case, you drop this new table and then insert it, okay? Drop table and FY, and I just say select star into this one. Now the new table got created, and if you see your new AMP, now the data got populated here. The other way of doing is, for example, I just say this one truncate table. This is one way of doing it. Next, what I do is I just truncate this table. Okay, I just check the data is fine, everything is fine. Is there any other alternate that I can use it to populate this table? Let us use the insert into statement, DML statement, data manipulation should insert into a new AM table. and followed by that select star from your employee 3 table. In this case, the new emp, insert into new emp. Okay, let me just see here. Okay, I did not truncate this one. Okay, I truncate insert into select star from employee 3, right? I just do it. Identity, because I have created an identity column in this table, hence it is not possible. Okay, and what is identity column? Identity column is something like it generates the unique key for your columns, automatically. I just move this up and then I'll just show you here, which I already created for other batches. But this query should work. It is working actually. Okay. And only problem. Okay. Let me do one thing. I will just, okay. Look here. This is the identity. Supposing you wanted, see, as and when you insert any records in your table, okay. Let's say I want to insert first name, last name, country. Automatically, the unique value should get generated. The sequence number, right? It should generate it automatically behind the hood, behind the scene. Okay. So in that case, you specify the column name, followed by that you specify the data type, and then you specify the keyword identity. Inside of this one, you need to specify the arguments, 2 arguments, 1, 1. Okay. So in this case, it will generate the values, it will start from 1 and the width is kind of 1. Okay. So start from 1, 1, something like that. So the here 1, 1, right? Start from 1 and increment by 1, something like that. Okay. So in the sense, I have already defined the identity here. It is not working. Okay. You cannot use this statement to insert into new emp, select star from employee 3. Okay. This one is not working. The best option is if you want to duplicate a table and also the table have any identity column created, better you can use select into. This is pretty straightforward. If you don't have the column, which got defined as the identity, then you can use this statement. You understood? Yes. Yes. One second. Jamal, see, the whole idea here is when I insert the first name, last name, country, the table should automatically generate the sequence number for each and every employee. Okay. I don't have to insert the employee number for each and every person. The system should generate automatically the sequence number. It can save some time for, in my case, okay, if I do it that way. So in that kind of situation, you can use identity followed by the column name, the data type. You need to specify identity. Inside the parenthesis, you need to specify the starting value and then the increment by what value. So 1 and then 1, 1 is 1 plus 1 is 2, 3. Like us, it'll keep incremented. Okay. So since I have created, it is doing. So one way you learned about the identity keyword also, right? That function also you learned it. And then the next one is how to duplicate the column table. Okay. And if I wanted to, keep the table, which will have only the column names, only the structure, not the data, you need to use a truncate table. Whereas here, like unlike other database, you cannot use where 1 equal to 0, something like that. It is not working here in SQL Server. In the other databases, if you specify where 1 equal to 0, what will happen is it will duplicate the table. It will duplicate the original table with this name. In this table, you will have only the blank records in it. Okay, you will not have any records. Instead, the table structure will get copied, will get created simply. Let me do one thing. Did I make any mistake? Now it is not showing any. I think some syntax mistake I made it. Well, look, yes, here, even here it is working. Very good. I'll just show you. I'll just put the comment so that you will not get confused. Here I just say duplicate the employee 3 table. 3 with new emp table. Okay. Or duplicate the employee 3 table with the new name, with the new table, new emp. Okay. And then I just say, I think I typed something wrong that time. Okay. And here what we will do is, okay, duplicate the employee table with the new table to hold only the structure, to hold only the original table structure. Okay. In this case, I just say where 1 equal to 0 or something like that. And if I do like this, even in this case already exists. Okay. Now I just do one thing. I just give some to new table. Okay. Because this table already we have used it. Look here. If you query this table, new M22, it will show only the blank value in it. I just want to copy this. For example, you have 100 columns are there in a table. Employee 3 data, assume that you have 100 columns, but you want to duplicate this table structure only, not the data. So in that kind of situation, manually creating the table will be time taking. Okay. So in that case, you want to create, you want to duplicate the existing employee 3 table into the new M22, so that you will have a copy of the employee 3 data available here also. Okay. And the next step is, in this table, you want to load some data in it. Look here, this is how you can create only the structure. Okay. You can duplicate the structure, simple way, duplicate the structure of employee 3 table. That's it. I'll just remove all these things. Let's try to keep it neat. All right, duplicate the structure of employee 3. Okay, that's all. And in here, we don't have data. Okay, if you want to duplicate the data, you can use the select into. If you want to duplicate the structure alone, you can use the select star into. But where 1 equal to 0, what it does is it creates only the structure. Okay, and other alternative is, now look here in this table, new M22, what you can do is you can try this one, but the problem here is this table structure has the ID column defined with identity. In that case, you cannot use insert into. If you use insert into, this will not work. If you don't have the identity column defined, then this should work. Okay, then this one will work. Insert into new M22. And in our case, since we have defined the identity column, it is not working. Okay, that is the problem. Okay, fine. Now what I do is, now you understood. Okay, next we will move ahead with creating the variables. How to define a variable. Okay, we'll take a look at how to define variables in SQL Server. Okay. So we can define variables to store data values that we can use it in our queries or stored queries at later point in time. Okay. And so what is the advantage of creating the variable? You can pass the values dynamically. Okay. That is the advantage of this one. How do I define a variable? Okay. The syntax for this one is declare and @ variable name. You need to prefix the variable name by @ symbol, and then followed by the variable name, you need to specify the data type. It's pretty simple. Here the variable name is nothing but the name of the variable that you want to declare it. Okay. The data type, you know very well, right? It can be integer or decimal, whatever it may be. So now I just, this is a syntax. Syntax to define or declare a variable. Okay. The next what I do is I'm going to use I'm going to define a variable, declare, and here at let's so in our case we are using I just say okay f name, okay, f name or not f name, I just use id at id int. I'm going to use int. Int is a integer data type. And then the next one, what I do is I'm going to assign a value to the int. Okay, I'm going to assign a value to the int. For that, I just let me just select the data here and see any values are there. Employee 3, let me check anything. Yeah, ID is 1, 3, 4, something like that. And here, this is how you can define a variable. What is the variable name? ID. The variable name should prefixed with the ID, sorry, @ symbol, and followed by the variable, you need to specify the data type. And right, so to declare the variable, you need to use a declare statement. Okay, declare statement. And then next in the next line, what I do is I'm going to assign some value to this variable. Okay, @ ID is equivalent to, let's say I'm going to put 3 here. ID equal to 3. This is how you can assign a value to a variable also. Okay, fine. Is there any way I can assign the value to the variable in a single line? Why should I need to use a 2-line? Yes, that is also possible. Here, you can use this one, declare ID equal to int. Sorry, ID space int, and then here I just say 3 here. This is also possible. But the set statement is helpful to assign a value to a variable. We can use set to assign a value to a variable. Okay, and let's say you have multiple variables are there. Declare ID comma int comma at name comma something, right? If you use multiple variables and if you assign it everything in a single line, it will not be, from the readability point of it will not be good. Hence, you can use set statement. Okay, in using set statement, the subsequent line, once you declare the variable name and the data type, next line you can use a set statement to assign the value to that variables. Okay. Okay, the next one is now I have created the variable. So what is the use of this and where can I use it? Now you can use this variable in your select statement. Select star from, in my case, the employee 3, where ID is equivalent to, in this case, I'm going to use ID. I'm going to execute everything. The ID has already been declared. Sorry, okay, here I just tried it one more time. So this is the first step. Then this is one way, or you can use it this way also. Okay. And in this case, I just say, look here, ID is 3. Select star from employee 3, where ID equal to this 3 will get substituted here. The 3 is you Mohan Kumar. Select star from. Now let us check that with the employee 3 tables data. Here I just say go and sorry. Sorry, if I go here, yeah, go 1, 3, 4. So what is 3? 3 is nothing but Mohan Kumar. You can dynamically pass the value to your variable. That is the advantage of variable. Okay. So in this case, the variable @ID holds the value, data value 3 in it. Okay. So we can, in this case, I've used this variable in my query. Okay. In my query, you can also use the variable in your stored procedure also. Okay. Now you understood the simple way of defining the variable. Fine. What is the next step? Next step is we will proceed with our yesterday stuff. Okay. Yesterday we discussed what the nth maximum and all, right? Just give me a second. With this, I'm going to save it.